Hey,
You want to ask me something?
yes.
I'm Matthew, though.
I'm Dima.
Right, Dean. Right, you're married to Susan.
Yes.
I knew you were that.
Is this something where we can do the grab soil and just throw the soil?
Totally. Great idea.
Okay.
Great idea. We're going to actually turn off the broadcast before that because it's a private event, but that's totally fine. If people want to use their hand sanitizer on the skin, it works for gloves too, if that helps. But yes, grabbing the soil is a great idea. I'll mention that too when I say it at the end.
He's already asking for the photo.
I give him the sign. We're ready to go. Yeah, are you ready? Nothing is in exchange, right? I'm the only one speaking. No one's going to say, okay, perfect.
I believe so.
Then I have everything.
We confirmed that your grandma was hairdresser.
She was?
Yeah, back in.
And so did you.
Yeah, and we actually have some people here who used to work, or parents of who used to work together.
Cool.
I don't know.
I'll try to remember to mention that. I didn't say for sure because it was the thing for
when they start shuffling. I think that works. Adonai, Ose Shamayim Varetz, Ezri Meim Adonai, Ose Shamayim Varetz, Ayitin Lamod Raglecha, Ayanum Shomrecha, Hine lo yanum velo yishan, Shomer Yisrael. Adonai Shomrecha, Adonai Tzilcha, Ayad Yeminecha, Adonai Shomrecha,
צילך על יד ימינך. יום השמש לא יככה וירח בלילה. אדוני ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך. אדוני ישמור צאתך ובואך מעתה ועד עולם. אדוני ישמור צאתך ובואך מעתה ועד עולם. על מקומה תבוא ושלום.
А як закапується спеціально, щоб локати брати. Будемо брати?
Не хочу.
Ні, якщо перчатки. Що
Я не Саша, иди сюда.
Вона давно заказала її, тому що,
Что за тут?
ну, що тут просто. Не так щось. Мені не холодно, це що в голову.
Надо было тоже шапку спортивную. Что ты не взял?
Ти ж взагалі казала, не треба.
We begin our service with a psalm to link the memory of our beloved with thousands of years of Jewish tradition,
А ты с
with the people of Israel, and with the eternity of God.
Воно,
Shir Lamalot, a song for those who ascend. Esainai el Harim, I turn my eyes to the mountains. Me'ayin yavo ezri, from where will my help come? My help comes from Adonai, from God, maker of heaven and earth. God will not let your foot give way, your guardian will not slumber. You see, the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. God is your guardian, your protection at your right hand. By day the sun will not strike you, nor the moon by night. God will guard you from all harm. God will guard your life. God will guard your going and your coming, now and forever. We are here today to honor Lioubov Chilchtout, Luba bat Meir v'Rachel, the daughter of Meir and Rochel, Zichronam Livracha, of blessed memory. We are here today to honor her memory and pay tribute to her life, as well as to say goodbye. And in doing this, showing her the ultimate respect we have in Jewish tradition of accompanying her here to her final resting place. As someone on the outside with a family here and loved ones, I recognize that it is so hard right now for families and loved ones to be kept apart for a service like this because of these crazy and difficult times during this pandemic. Grieving and mourning are never easy times of life to go through, even under the best circumstances, let alone now, when so many of Lioubov's family and loved ones are separated and are grieving and mourning in isolation. That's why we thank you, all of you who are tuning into this live stream service from wherever you are, from all over the world, watching, sending out your thoughts and your prayers. We encourage you to find ways to continue to reach out to each other, to share memories, and to console each other, but especially to reach out to Lioubov's loved ones. The power of technology, thankfully, allows us to overcome pain of isolation and separation. It allows us to talk, to share stories, and to find new ways to join our hearts together with the goal of bringing comfort, healing, and in time, peace. Hatzur tamim Paulo ki chol drachav mishpat el emunah ve'einav el tzadik v'yashar hu tzadik atah Adonai lamidu l'chayot asher b'yadcha pikaron kol ruchot chalila lecha zichroneinu limchot v'yunai necha berachamim aleinu v'kuchot ki lecha Adon harachamim ve'haslichot Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam dayan Haemet. Adonai Natan v'Adonai Lakach Hishem Adonai Mevorach V'hu Rachum Yechaper Avon V'lo Yashchit V'hir Bala Shiva Polo Yirko Chamato V'yashov V'afar Ala Haaretz Shehaya V'aruach Tashuv Ela Elohim Asher netana. The dust returns to the earth as it was, but the spirit returns to God who gave it. It is only the house of the spirit which we now lay within the earth. The spirit itself cannot die. May our beloved Lioubov Chilchtout, Luba bat Meir v'Rochel, go unto God in peace. Al mikoma tavo v'shalom. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam dayan haemet. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, the judge of truth. Lioubov passed away Monday night, the 16th day in the Hebrew month of Cheshvan. She was 94. She will be lovingly missed and remembered by her daughter Fira, her grandchildren Susan and Dimitro, Radek and Gabriella, Tatiana and Philip, and Michael, by her great-grandchildren Joey, Jacob, Julian, Alec, Noah, and Justin. Lioubov was predeceased by her parents, Meyer and Rachel, by her husband Joshua, and by her son, Naum. A woman with a heart of gold was the first thing Susan said to me yesterday when I asked her to describe her beloved grandmother, her babushka, her baba. A strong, courageous lady who had a dry wit, a queen of sarcasm, who had a sense of humor and an optimistic outlook on life that helped her survive and overcome great challenges throughout her life. Growing up and living for years in the Soviet Union, a Holocaust survivor whose childhood and youth was cloaked by war, losing her husband Joshua at a young age. And then, when she was well into her 60s, starting all over, immigrating to Winnipeg with the help of her children, and beginning a brand new life in a new country without speaking any English. And of course, just last year, losing her son Naum tragically and suddenly. Lioubov throughout her life has gone through a lot. Her story should be celebrated as one of strength, bravery, and resilience. In fact, an incredible life and an incredible journey that should serve as an inspiration for anyone who ever doubted himself or herself or didn't think they could overcome such adversity. She would occasionally reflect on her life in Fastev, formerly in the Soviet Union, now in Ukraine. Maybe tell a story about her time as a hairdresser, or reflect especially on her close relationship with her mother, Rochel. But Lioubov was almost always focused on the now, on the present. For her, everything that mattered in life centered around her family. Sure, you may catch her watching Russian news on television or the occasional soap opera, but her greatest pride and joy in life was family. Children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Her apartment, a shrine to them, with pictures everywhere. She never forgot, she never missed a birthday or an anniversary. She kept her family together. She was, as we say, the matriarch, the Ima, the glue. Lioubov was the one they all looked up to and respected, the one they always listened to, whether she was sharing her strong opinions or even advising on the changing price day-to-day of apples, which she tracked in various grocery flyers. She was an amazing cook and hostess. Like so many Yiddish mamas, especially of the old country, she expressed her love and her compassion and her need to take care of her loved ones through recipes, food, and big family gatherings. No plate was ever allowed to be empty for long. Fill it up. No one was ever allowed to say, "I'm not hungry," as an excuse. Eat more. Pierogies, pelmeni, which I know I pronounced wrong, cinnamon heart-shaped cookies, matzo ball soup, kugel, all the festive meals of holidays around Rosh Hashanah, Hanukkah, and Passover. It was at Lioubov's table where this family came together and stayed together. In Jewish tradition, such a woman with such an incredible legacy of family and love left behind deserves the honor we have in the book of Proverbs, the book of Mishlei, to be called an Eshet Chayil, a mother of generations, a woman of valor. She is precious in the gifts she has given to her family. Her children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren have found trust and truth in her gifts. They follow in patterns she taught. She is robed in strength and dignity. She smiles at the future. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is always on her tongue. Those who know her benefit and learn from her wisdom. May she always be credited for the fruit of her labor and for her achievements. May she, the Eshet Chayil, live on in glory. It is now my honor to recite the El Malei Rachamim Memorial Prayer on behalf of Lioubov Chilchtout. El Malei Rachamim Shochein Bamromim Hamsei Menucha Nechona Tachat Kanfei Hashchina B'malot kedoshim uteorim, kezohar rakia mazhirim, enishmat Luba bat Meir v'Rachel she'alcha le'olama began Eiden te menuchata anabal harachamim Hastirea besete knafecha leolamim utzror bitzror achaim et nishmata Adonai hu nachlata V'tanuach b'shalom al mishkaba v'nomar Amen. Exalted, compassionate God, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and the pure, to the soul of Lioubov Chilchtout, Luba bat Meir v'Rachel, the daughter of Meir and Rachel, who has gone to her eternal home. Merciful One, we ask that she find perfect peace in your eternal embrace. May her soul be bound up in the bond of life. May she rest in peace. And let us say, Amen. In a moment, we will turn to the words of the mourner's Kaddish, and then we will conclude our service with a private burial. Whether we use shovels or whether we use our hands, covering our beloved with a blanket of earth is our way of staying true to the mitzvah, the commandment, the righteous act, the selfless act of caring for our loved ones until literally the very end. We believe strongly in Jewish tradition. Our loved ones deserve to be buried by our own hands. Kind, knowing, though they may be sorrowful hands. Hands in grief, but hands that once held their hands. Again, we can use the shovels, but we can also use our hands to move the earth. This is a painful act to conclude our service, but it has become familiar. It has become tradition because it is an act born of love and compassion for someone who meant so much to family and to loved ones. Adonai natan v'Adonai lakach, Yehi Shem Adonai mevorach. These are the words of Job, the epitome of suffering in our tradition. God, you have given. God, you have taken away. Blessed be the name of God. We never know when our time to celebrate, to laugh, and to love together will run out. We try, especially now, to make the most of all the time we have with those we care about, and to cherish their memories and their legacies after they are gone. We mark today. May the memory of Lioubov Chilchtout be a blessing, and may her essence never leave our hearts and our souls. The Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, huyaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates peace and harmony on high bring peace and harmony to us, to all Israel, to all of humanity. And again, let us say, Amen. Thank you to the people who were able to be here and for taking the steps to ensure distancing and masks. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in and watched. And again, I'll echo the comments from the beginning. In these challenging times, to find ways to be together even when we're apart, to send words of comfort and consolation and love, to join our hearts together, to help those who are grieving and in mourning. To the family, we offer these final words in Hebrew and in English. Hamakom yinachem etchem b'toch sha'ar avelei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May you be comforted and consoled among all those who are in mourning or who have ever been in mourning in our community. Thank you again, everyone. We'll end the broadcast and continue with our private